What makes a young person scam his way to billions of dollars? Narcissism. Sociopath. A pressure to achieve great things before youth slips away from you. This pressure can drive even the most ambitious people to take shortcuts, and shortcuts are actually encouraged. After all, we grew up hearing the advice to fake it till you make it, cash in now and retire early. With all this, exaggeration becomes the norm, and if you exaggerate a little bit, that's not fraud, that's a hustle. Until, of course, the Justice Department comes knocking.
Anyone who would look a widow in the eye and take all their savings, anyone who would do this to an Elie Wiesel or to a regular investor is a sociopath who has no empathy.
Just a few years ago, Charlie Javice was in his prime. The tech CEO was named on Forbes 30 Under 30 list in 2019 for her work on the Frank startup, which she referred to as the Amazon for higher education. What does that enticing but meaningless phrase mean? It means Frank guided students through the application process for financial aid. It appears to have been so effective at doing this that JPMorgan Chase bought the business in 2021 for $175 million, and Javice was appointed managing director of the bank. The entrepreneur announced the information on LinkedIn, bragging that Frank had expanded to serve over 5 million students at over 6,000 colleges in just 4 years. It appears that those figures may have been slightly exaggerated. The Justice Department accused Javice of falsely and dramatically inflating the number of customers of her company in order to persuade JPMorgan Chase to purchase it. Frank only had about 300,000 clients, and the lawsuit claims that he falsified data to indicate that he had a larger clientele. She hired a data scientist to essentially create a few million customers, and JPMorgan, which pays its CEO $34.5 million for his expertise and has about 240,000 employees, didn't seem to notice this in its due diligence. Javice is facing multiple counts of conspiring to commit wire fraud and bank fraud, each of which carries a maximum 30-year prison term. Javice has denied each and every accusation made against her.
If you read the government's charges and you read the government statement, they basically say she's a con artist.
Javice is not the first former member of the Forbes 30 Under 30 list to find themselves facing lengthy prison sentences. Sam Bankman-Fried made the list in 2021. His former cryptocurrency exchange, FTX, abruptly collapsed because he misled FTX investors and lenders and stole billions of dollars in customer funds to plug losses at Alameda, buy real estate, and make political contributions through an illegal straw donor scheme. Federal prosecutors have charged Sam Bankman-Fried with orchestrating a vast fraud that misappropriated billions of dollars in customer money from FTX. The authorities have also charged him with money laundering, bribing the Chinese government, and overseeing an illegal campaign finance scheme that showered tens of millions of dollars on Democratic and Republican candidates. He has pleaded not guilty to those charges. His lawyers at the New York firm Cohen & Gresser have said they are prepared to go to trial in federal court in Manhattan. Bankman-Fried's net worth was at $26 billion on November 11, 2022. Amid the bankruptcy of FTX, the Forbes Billionaires Index considered his net worth to have been reduced to zero. The former co-CEO of Alameda Research and his colleague, Caroline Ellison, also made the list in 2022. Caroline Ellison admitted guilt to 7 criminal charges in December that could have resulted in a maximum sentence of 110 years in prison. As a result of her cooperation, she is likely to receive a much lighter sentence. Bankman-Fried was arrested and released on bail in December but confined to his parents' home. He faces an uphill legal battle. 3 of his top colleagues have pleaded guilty and are cooperating with prosecutors. If convicted, he could spend decades in a federal prison.
Having watched his 2 interviews, the word delusional kept coming into mind, right? That he's in a reality that's not real. A lot of narcissism, a lot of grandiosity, but the reality is, like, Sam and his cohorts perpetuated a fraud.
Another embarrassing former member of Forbes 30 Under 30 list is Martin Shkreli, who appeared on the Forbes list in the finance category in 2012. He received a 7-year prison sentence in 2018 for securities fraud, but upon his release in 2017, he immediately started an investing newsletter. Although Elizabeth Holmes was never included on the 30 Under 30 list, she did serve as the keynote speaker at the Forbes Under 30 Summit, earning her an honorable mention. The same goes for Trevor Milton, the creator of Nikola, a company that makes hydrogen-powered trucks, who was included on a 2020 Forbes list called 12 Under 40 that featured the 400 Forbes youngest billionaires. Trevor Milton, the 38-year-old college dropout behind zero-emission truck maker Nikola Motor, joins the ranks of America's richest millennials after tripling his net worth in less than a year. You know how he got rich so quickly. I'll tell you right now, with just a little sprinkling of crime. Most notably, Nikola created a demo video of its inoperative truck rolling downhill while tilting the camera to make it appear as though it were doing so on a flat surface. Milton was found guilty of fraud and will be sentenced. Without a doubt, he will be imprisoned.
There are three things that people steal internally, or the reason they do. Number one is financial need. Now, everybody wants more money, right? You want to make more, I want to make more. But at some point, if somebody's gambling and they run out of money, they got to pay their kids' tuition, they got to pay their car payment or whatever. Somebody hits a divorce, often does this, drinking, gambling, all of those, people need more money and they get desperate. So that's one. But they really don't steal if they don't have the second one, which is opportunity, and the third one, which I'll tell you in a second. But opportunity means that you can write the PO and write the check. No one knows that you're stealing. But if two people do it, it's a little tougher to steal, and the little devil on your shoulder says don't do it. The third one is rationale. So rationale, opportunity, and financial need are the three things that all kind of trip. And if those collide, then people think they have the wherewithal to actually steal from that company.
Most people who commit fraud are first-time offenders with no criminal history, and most often the fraud starts small and then increases once the opportunity is confirmed. Listen. Young people have a tremendous potential to contribute to the economy and society through legitimate business ventures. Starting a legitimate business offers numerous benefits, such as fostering innovation, creating jobs, and driving economic growth. By engaging in lawful entrepreneurship, you will not only fulfill your ambitions, but also positively impact your community. Instead of scamming your way up, you should strive to build trustworthy businesses that provide value to customers, uphold ethical practices, and promote transparency. The journey may be challenging, but by focusing on honest and innovative solutions, you can establish a lasting and reputable presence in the market, leading to personal fulfillment and sustainable success. Remember, success is more rewarding when achieved through hard work, dedication, and integrity, setting the stage for a future where young entrepreneurs play a vital role in driving positive change and shaping a prosperous society for all.